Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. We had some big news in the world of AI as Nvidia revealed Cosmos, but Nvidia research manager also shared why XAI plus Tesla is an explosive cocktail. And what Nvidia showed off at their big event was basically showing they are trying to copy what Tesla has, but they are still missing some crucial ingredients. But Microsoft was also just announced that they will spend $80 billion on AI in 2025. So I think it's fair to say that the war for AI and robotics has definitely been kicked off here in 2025. So let's check it all out and let's dive right in. So Nvidia made an announcement with Jensen talking about autonomy in general, praising Waymo and Tesla for their achievements, and said they were able to announce a new partnership with Toyota. So Toyota is going to enter the game of full self-driving cars now. So that does not seem too late at all.
After so many years with Waymo's success and Tesla's success, it is very, very clear autonomous vehicles has finally arrived. Well, our offering to this industry is the three computers: the training systems to train the AIs, the simulation systems, and the synthetic data generation systems, Omniverse and now Cosmos, and also the computer that's inside the car. Autonomous, 100 million cars built each year, a billion vehicles on the road all over the world, 1 trillion miles that are driven around the world each year. That's all going to be either highly autonomous or, fully autonomous coming up. And so this is going to be a very large industry. I predict that this will likely be the first multi-trillion-dollar robotics industry.
But Nvidia is really trying to make for the industry what Tesla has made for themselves. But Tesla had something no one else has, but I will get back to that in a second. Firstly, Nvidia has introduced Cosmos, a world foundation model created to understand the physical world. This model can generate synthetic data to train robotics. So that is very cool and will help the world build physical AI products, as Jensen calls it, robots in the real world.
We use the car to reconstruct digital twins automatically using AI and use that capability to train future AI models. Okay, let's play it. The autonomous vehicle revolution is here. Building autonomous vehicles, like all robots, requires three computers: Nvidia DGX to train AI models, Omniverse to test drive and generate synthetic data, and Drive AGX, a supercomputer in the car. Building safe autonomous vehicles means addressing edge scenarios, but real-world data is limited, so synthetic data is essential for training. The Autonomous Vehicle Data Factory, powered by Nvidia Omniverse, AI models, and Cosmos, generates synthetic driving scenarios that enhance training data by orders of magnitude. First, OmniMap fuses map and geospatial data to construct drivable 3D environments. Driving scenario variations can be generated from replayed drive logs or AI traffic generators. Next, a neural reconstruction engine uses autonomous vehicle sensor logs to create high-fidelity 4D simulation environments. It replays previous drives in 3D and generates scenario variations to amplify training data. Finally, Edify 3DS automatically searches through existing asset libraries or generates new assets to create sim-ready scenes. The Omniverse scenarios are used to condition Cosmos to generate massive amounts of photorealistic data, reducing the sim-to-real gap. And with text prompts, generate near infinite variations of the driving scenario. With Cosmos Nemotron Video Search, the massively scaled synthetic dataset, combined with recorded drives, can be curated to train models. Nvidia's AI data factory scales hundreds of drives into billions of effective miles, setting the standard for safe and advanced autonomous driving.
And Nvidia is taking quite a few pages out of Tesla's playbook, talking about digital twins of the cars, which Tesla has had for more than a decade. And what Nvidia wants to do here is get AI to create virtual worlds for the cars to learn how to drive in, just like Tesla has been doing for years, as they showed off at the AI Day 2 back in September 2022, where Tesla told us that now Tesla's AI was able to create virtual environment in just 5 minutes, which usually took programmers 2 weeks to create. So this is what Nvidia is trying to create for all other automakers. But this also shows the advantage Tesla has over all the competition. Not just that Tesla has had these capabilities for years, but also compared to the legacy automakers that is going to buy this computer from Nvidia, as Jeff Lutz pointed out on his post on X. If Nvidia is selling digits AI inference computer for 3,000 MSRP, knowing their typical gross margin, their costs are around $1,000 or less, which is in the ballpark of Tesla's AI4, probably AI5, but Tesla doesn't have to pay that $2,000 of margins per vehicle to itself. So Tesla's virtual integration on everything they do will give Tesla a big cost advantage compared to everyone else on the market. And yes, Cosmos will help create virtual world to train AI, just as we know Tesla is doing and have been doing for years. But that does not replace real-world data, as Elon also wrote on X. Two sources of data scales infinitely. Synthetic data, which has an is it true problem, and real-world data, which does not. So you can't replace real-world data, but you can supplement it, just like Tesla is doing. Tesla also has an AI creating virtual worlds for their AI brain to train edge cases they have not seen before or intersection that it has trouble handling. Then they can make these places in virtual reality and make the system train it again and again and again. But what the rest of the world doesn't have, as Jensen also pointed out, is real-world data. And that is very important. Even Jensen did point that out in an interview after the event.
If I may, Elon Musk is a customer of yours. And Tesla, their theory or practice is based on real-world data gathered through vision.
Yeah.
Does the synthetic data underpinning of Cosmos kind of contradict that?
It doesn't replace, it augments. And so you should collect as much world data as you can. Of course, collecting world data is very expensive. And Elon has a great advantage because, number one, his AI factory for his cars is fantastic. Has a lot of Nvidia gear in it. His AV algorithms is incredible. It's the best in the world. And he has a very large fleet of cars on the road that allows him to collect a lot of data. And so I think he has just a phenomenal position, and he's been working on this for a long time. And so he's going to be in a great position to take advantage of it. I know Elon's attitude towards AI, and he's very optimistic about its future. And obviously, he's working on some of the most important AI areas. XAI is working on foundation, cognitive intelligence AI. Tesla's working on autonomous vehicles, and Optimus is for humanoid robotics. These three areas of AI are the three most important areas of AI, and so I think he's working on exactly the right things.
And as Nvidia also showed in their presentation, you need a supercomputer to train the AI brain, a virtual world to train in, and an AI computer to drive the chip. Something pretty much no one has today, other than Tesla, of course. Tesla has the biggest supercomputer in the world built specifically for training AI neural network how to drive through video input. They have their own virtual world to train the AI brain in crazy scenarios like 100 people walking in the street. And Tesla already have the AI4 chip that they have designed themselves, and AI5 is coming here in 2025 that is going to be like 10 times more capable. But what is missing in this little loop Nvidia is showing off here is the fleet of millions of cars Tesla has that is collecting real-world data to train their system to drive like a human, not like a simulated human, a very big advantage Tesla has that no one else does. As Nvidia said, real-world data is limited and expensive. Yep, for everyone else but Tesla. Just like Sawyer pointed out on X, this seems like it's aimed at legacy automakers that have virtually zero real-world video self-driving data collection. They are years behind Tesla and have no real shot at catching up. So in theory, synthetic data approach solve their lack of real-world data, right? Not exactly. Real-world video driving data is far superior. Tesla has 7.1 million vehicles on the road worldwide, collecting driving upwards 75 billion miles annually. Each vehicle is equipped with multiple cameras, adding up to a total of more than 56 million cameras that Tesla is capable of actively capturing real-world video driving data from. Billions of miles are now driven on full self-driving every year and growing. Synthetic data is kind of like using ChatGPT. You might trust what you see is true, but you often can't be entirely certain without further validation. In contrast, real-world video driving data is reliable and present true, legitimate scenarios as they occurred. It's the superior method for solving full self-driving as long as you have enough video data collection. And Elon shared Sawyer's post and said, correct. So yes, this will no doubt help the legacy automakers, but they will be missing their real-world data to get to autonomy, and also be missing that human behavior as this is all synthetic. But Tesla has even more advantage, as Jim Fan, Nvidia's senior research manager, also wrote on X. Tesla's full self-driving version 13 will likely be Grokking language tokens. And for those unfamiliar with Grokking, well, Grokking in the context of machine learning refers to the phenomenon where a model, after a period of seemingly stagnant learning, suddenly experiences a rapid and significant improvement in its ability to understand or perform its task. The term originates from Robert A. Heinlein's science fiction novel Stranger in a Strange Land, where to grok means to understand something thoroughly. And as Jim continues, what excites me the most about Grok 1.5 is the potential to solve edge cases in self-driving. Using language for chain of thought will help the car break down a complex scenario, reason with rules and counterfactuals, and explain its decisions. What Grok 1.5 can help is to lift pixel-to-action mapping to pixel language action instead. So what that means is with Grok 1.5, the process is enhanced by adding an intermediate step of language. Instead of directly going from visual input to action, the system first translates the visual data into a linguistic presentation or description. This language step allows the AI to reason before the situation in a more human-like manner, using natural language process to understand context, rules, and even hypothetical scenarios. For example, instead of just seeing a pedestrian, the system might interpret the scene as a pedestrian is crossing the street ahead looking at his phone, and then decide on an action based on this linguistic understanding. This methodology aims to improve the reasoning capabilities of full self-driving cars, making them more adept at handling edge cases by leveraging the strength of language processing in addition to the visual data, thereby potentially improving safety, efficiency, and ability in real-world driving scenarios. And as Jim continues, with Tesla's AI's highly mature data pipeline, it is not hard to label tons of edge cases with high-quality human explanation traces and fine-tune Grok to be far better than ChatGPT-4 and Gemini for multimodal full self-driving reasoning. There were previous efforts on similar ideas such as Lingo 1 Wave, but Tesla is spinning an unparalleled data flywheel that could scale far beyond. So the collaboration between XAI, which has access to X data, and Tesla's full self-driving development gives Tesla a distinct advantage by improving the AI capabilities of Grok, which in turn enhance Tesla's full self-driving system through better reasoning, decision-making, and and handling of complex driving scenarios. This relationship is highly beneficial for Tesla, making Grok's improvement a direct contributor to full self-driving advancements. So yes, Elon buying Twitter is already benefiting Tesla and its shareholder through data collection of human language, and making Grok and Tesla's neural network learn even faster and better together and get that true intelligence to emerge, so Tesla's cars will be able to handle all kinds of situations because it can understand and reason what is going on, even if it has never seen this situation before. So this is all very exciting, but we're just getting started, because any day now xAI is going to release Grok 3 that should be an order of magnitude better than Grok 1.5, speeding up the learning we have just talked about even more. And Elon has apparently confirmed that we will get not only Grok 3 in 2025, but also Grok 4 later this year and Grok 5 in 2026. But Nvidia's new Cosmos will help some of the legacy automakers to get some AI training without all that real-world data that Tesla has access to, that anyone else on the planet is missing. But very nice to see this advancement from Nvidia, and the next few years is going to be very exciting. I think 2025 is going to be the year of AI and robotics. And I think Nvidia is also very happy to see Microsoft just announcing that they will spend $80 billion in 2025 on AI. That is a huge number.
Microsoft says it plans to spend about $80 billion in its fiscal year, which ends this June, to build out artificial intelligence. This announcement was actually tucked into a blog post from Microsoft President Brad Smith, who published it today coinciding with the start of the new Congress. He lays out some ideas in that blog post for the U.S. to lead in artificial intelligence. Also says over half of this CapEx is going to be spent here in the United States. Microsoft has previously said about half of the CapEx goes to compute. That means Nvidia chips, so consider a lot of this money going straight to Nvidia, to also some stuff like training for AI, server racks, other equipment. The rest is just the land, the power, construction costs, things like that. Despite all this spending, AI is still not a big business for Microsoft. The company says it's on track to generate $10 billion in AI-related sales this year. So if you're keeping score, that means you have Microsoft planning to spend $80 billion to generate $10 billion in AI sales.
So they are also betting very big on AI, and about 50% of those spending will go on AI GPUs. So most of that will probably go to Nvidia, so that should sound like music for Jensen's ear. But it will be very exciting to see what Microsoft is able to get out of those $80 billion. But this does not mean that everyone is just going to be able to copy what Tesla is doing, not even Microsoft with their $80 billion. And no one can just copy Tesla's real-world data, no matter the amount of money. And that Nvidia is starting to work on this now, and some automakers like Toyota are also only starting now, just months before Tesla is about to hopefully get to unsupervised full self-driving, shows us just how far ahead Tesla still is. And they have all the things Nvidia is talking about, but also access to real-world data from a fleet of over 7 million cars, and they have access to xAI AI system and their real-world data of human interaction and language from X. And everything is made in-house by Tesla and xAI themselves, giving Tesla a clear cost advantage over everyone else in AI. And don't forget, all the legacy automakers can of course put all of this into their EVs that they are all losing money on, while Tesla will be able to put the Cybercab, when fully ramped in production, on the street for something about $15,000. No one of the legacy automakers can even make an EV that cheap profitably. GM have even said they will not be able to make an EV for $30,000 to $40,000 with a profit this decade. So Tesla has more advantage than just the supercomputer, the virtual world, the AI chip, the real-world data from the fleet and the human language. They also have the innovation in manufacturing that no one else has, which means no matter what, Tesla will stay out in front, being the most cost-effective on every level from production to AI training and inference. So even though this is very exciting for the rest of the industry that Nvidia is making what Tesla has had themselves for years, it will not mean that they will catch up to Tesla, but they might have a chance to make full self-drive cars on their own in the future and not rely on Tesla, but it will still be years after Tesla has put robotaxis on the street, and Tesla will have all the advantages of being the first mover to robotaxis at scale, because Waymo is first mover, but they are not at scale. They only have less than 1,000 vehicles on the street. So I'm still very confident that Tesla will win this race, and it's coming sooner than most people might think. And as we can also see on this list from Tesla's updates from Tesla Chan, you can see that 2024 was an insane year for full self-driving updates, showing just how much more often the updates are coming now compared to just a year ago. And so many analysts are saying this is a winner-take-most market. And as Nvidia CEO also just said, this market will be a trillions-dollar market. And in my opinion, Tesla will take the lion's share. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.